What's going on, everyone? So, Scary Movie 6 keeps bringing us the hits, continues to bring the band back together. Lachlan Monroe is officially returning. He confirmed himself that he's returning to the upcoming Scary Movie 6, that he's going to start shooting soon. And he was the one that played Greg, right? Greg Philippi, to poke fun of Ryan Phillippe and that whole thing, Barry in I Know What You Did Last Summer. But yes, so he is expected to be back in the fold, returning, I assume, as Greg. What's funny is, he died obviously in the original Scary Movie film, but as we saw in Scary Movie 2, everybody came back, right? Well, not everybody, obviously him and what is it, John Abrahams. I believe I said that correctly. He played Bobby. But he and then obviously Lachlan Monroe, who played Greg, they didn't come back. But you had Shorty and Ray and everybody else come back for Scary Movie 2. And the whole, you look at Scream and stuff like that, it's like all the main supporting characters always come back, always return. But now it'll be funny to kind of see Greg and I hope John is involved again as Bobby and stuff, and just kind of, again, bring it all full circle, have some fun with it, bring the band back together, because we got pretty much, we're closing in on everybody. Like I said, Shannon Elizabeth, if we can get Shannon Elizabeth back, right, that could be something. And then, like I said, John, if we can get John, so now you got Buffy Gilmore and Bobby and everybody. So if we can do that, and then even, can we get, was it Sherry Otery back as Gail Hellstorm, right? Let's get them all back. Why not? Even Carmen Electra and stuff like that. Even you could even bring in, Pamela Anderson was in one of them, right? Bring them back. Pamela Anderson just did the Lethal Weapon movie or whatever. So you could do some fun, creative things. And I love seeing, like I said, kind of bringing the band back together, and it goes right into the horror space. It goes right into the shape of horror right now, and the way that how all these legacy sequels and whatnot, constantly bringing back these characters, and bringing characters back as different characters, and so on and so forth. I think you could even do something kind of tongue-in-cheek fun in that regard, right? Imagine you could bring Greg back, but like Greg back or Bobby back, but have them be like different characters, right? You could do something where, it's like, oh, hey, I'm not Greg, I'm Jim, right? Like, and just kind of play into, you think of things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they had Sally was played by a completely different actress and whatnot. And, you've had, films in the past and stuff have like, oh, hey, they're playing different. Even in Scream, there's people that have thrown out like, oh, what if like, Matthew Lillard came back and played a different character or something like that, which I just don't think you'd be able to do. I don't think you'd be able to get away with. But, in I've talked about like maybe a series or something like that. But, to have a scary movie film, you can do all the crazy stuff. You can get away with all the crazy. Like, you can do things that you just can't do in a normal horror setting or a normal film setting, period. Because the whole point, it's a parody. It's supposed to be ridiculous. It's supposed to be over the top. It's supposed to be like, that would never happen in a movie, right? Like, that would never happen in real life, right? Like, it's like, that's the joy of it, right? Like, and look, scary movies, like when Buffy gets, oh, now I'm a severed head, right? Like, it's just like, you see all those things, like, it's over the top, it's ridiculous, but I love it. I do. I love Scary Movie. I've talked in every one of these Scary Movie updates and videos and stuff, how, how big of a fan I am, how much it's ruined Scream in a lot of ways, which, Scream is my favorite horror franchise. I built the back of this channel on Scream. So, it's unfortunate every time I watch, a Scream movie, or particularly the original Scream, I always constantly think of, like when Sydney runs away or whatever, just watching Sydney, played by Anna Faris, running by and whatnot, or running all wild and stuff, like just little silly things, or there's moments that pop up that aren't supposed to be hilarious, and I just start cracking up because I'm just like, I just have the scene from Scary Movie playing in my head or whatever, right? So, that's the beauty of it, right? It gives you that different perspective, gives you that different look, and I'm glad that we're getting everybody back, right? Like, you got the Wayans brothers back into the fold. Lachlan even said himself, that now it's back in the hands of the Wayans brothers. They're getting everybody back together. We're having some fun. Doofy's gonna be back. You're gonna have some real fun in this space, and I love that. Right, I love that we're kind of going that route. You know, you got Dave Sheridan coming back as Doofy, and then Anna Faris and Regina Hall, and right now, like I said, if you can get John and Shannon, you get them back involved. I wouldn't be shocked if we get that announcement, you know, right around the corner or something soon, because you know you could just get them all together. You could even have them play different characters. Nobody's gonna care. It's not like any of us are gonna be like, oh, that's ridiculous. What happened to the realism of you know, again, you can do things in a scary movie film that you just can't do anywhere else. You just can't do in any other type of franchises or horrors, because they're spoofs. They're supposed to be, you know, unrealistic, unbelievable, like this is crazy. But you know, like I said, I hope that this is done correctly. I hope that this is done right. I hope that this is something that, you know, they are able to kind of reignite comedy. And, you know, like we haven't really had great comedic films over the last few years. You know, you have movies here and there that are, you know, have good laughs or whatever, but for the most part, like films and series and stuff that are just, you know, kind of those old school comedy films. And there's a lot of thoughts of, you know, you wouldn't be able to do that in today's climate. Like some things I don't think you'd be able to do, but a lot of the stuff I do still think. I think people, you know, the whole cancel culture, the whole, you know, can't do this, can't say that, can't do this, can't. I just think, you know, with comedians in particular, kind of pioneering that and kind of pushing through that. You know, I want to see a movie kind of take risks. You know, there's a difference between punching down and just doing something funny, right? Like, you know, you get away with a lot if it's hilarious. Right? Most people, if it's funny, are gonna, you know, they're willing to kind of sit and admit to enjoying it and whatnot. And to me, that's what it's about, right? Like, again, you don't have to do anything like ridiculous and vulgar and just like, wow, that's, you know, that's nothing in poor taste, but you can push the envelope a little bit, right? And I do feel like it's gonna take is one film to do that. Like when was like the last great comedy movie? Think of things like The Hangover or Tropic Thunder or, you know, Wedding Crash, things like that are just like, you know, stand the test of time. People still love to this day. You still see on TV all the time, right? So like, why can't we? I think all it'll take is just that one movie to kind of have success, kind of push the envelope again, and then, you know, it's the whole monkey see, monkey do, follow the leader, Hollywood, right? Like you get one, all of a sudden they're all kind of trickling in. So that's my hope. But as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you excited for this film? Are you not? Are you glad Greg is coming back? Do you think like, you know, however you feel? Either way, I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.